Hello, my name is Mahesh Machi. My roll number is MB2205. Uh, Subject of my presentation is international business, and topic is APRG framework. So we are going to see in definition, brief explanation where and when it used, advantages, limitation, and vulnerability. Now we start with definition of EPRG framework. The EPRG framework, also known as the ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric, and geocentric framework, is a strategic model used by companies to guide their approaches to international business and marketing. The framework was introduced by Howard V. Perlmutter in the 1960s and remains relevant in understanding how companies orient their operations and management strategies in the global business environment. Each orientation within the EPRG framework represents a different mindset or approach to international business. Brief explanation. The EPRG framework, also known as the ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric, and geocentric framework, is a strategic model used by companies to guide their approaches to international business and marketing. The framework was introduced by Howard V. Perlmutter in the 1960s and remains relevant in understanding how companies orient their operations and management strategies in the global business environment. Each orientation within the EPRG framework represents different mindset or approach to international business. Ethnocentric. In an ethnocentric approach, the company views its home country's practices, products, and culture as superior to those of other countries. The belief is that what works domestically will also work in foreign markets. As a result, key decisions and strategies are developed at the headquarters, and the same products, strategies, and personnel are often applied globally. Polycentric. The polycentric approach involves adapting products and strategies to suit the specific needs and preferences of each local market. Rather than imposing a standardized global approach, the company decentralized decision making to its subsidiaries or regional offices. This approach acknowledges the diversity of markets and allows for customization based on local conditions. Regiocentric. The regiocentric approach is a region focus. Companies following this orientation group companies into region based on similarities in culture, economic condition, and market characteristic. Management and decision making are decentralized to regional offices, which develop strategies tailored to the specific needs of their regions. It strikes as a balance between global conditions, global coordination, and local responsiveness. Geocentric. The geocentric approach takes a global perspective, considering the entire world as a potential market. Companies adopting this mindset seek the best people and ideas globally, regardless of their origin. Decision making is centralized at the global level, and products and strategies are standardized to consider extend across various markets. The emphasis is on global integration and synergy. Companies may adopt different orientation at a different stages of their international expansions, and the choice often depends on factors such as the nature of the industry, the company's resources, and the characteristic of the target markets. It's important to note that EPRG framework is a conceptual model, and companies may exhibit a combination of these orientation rather than strictly adhering to one. The framework serves as a tool for companies to assess their international strategies and tailor their approaches to the unique challenges and opportunities presented by the global market. Where and when it is used. The EPRG, ethnocentric, polycentric, regionocentric, and geocentric framework is used by companies to guide their strategic orientation and decision making in the context of international business. It is particularly relevant in situations where companies operates in multiple countries and need to determine the most appropriate approach for managing their global operations. Here are common scenarios where the EPRG framework is used. International expansion planning. When companies are considering expanding into new international markets, the EPRG framework helps them assess the most suitable orientation. This involves evaluating factors such as cultural differences, market conditions, and the needs for global coordination versus local adaptation. Global marketing strategies. Companies often apply the EPRG framework to guide their global marketing strategies. It helps in determining whether to standardize marketing approaches globally, geocentric, adapt strategies to local market condition, polycentric, or strike a balance between global consistency and local customization, regiocentric. Human resource management. The framework is used in the context of staffing and human resource management. It helps companies decide whether to rely on expatriates from the home industries, ethnocentrics, hire local employees, each market, polycentric, promote employees from within specific regions, regiocentric, or adopt a global approach to talent acquisition, geocentric. Organizational structure and decision making. The EPIG framework influence influenced decisions about the organizational structure of multinational companies and the allocation of decision making authority. It helps determine whether decision making is centralized at the global headquarters or decentralized to regional or local offices. Product and service standardization versus adoptions. In industries where products and services need to be adapted to local market conditions, the EPRG framework guides decision about the degrees of standardization versus customization. This is particularly relevant in sectors such as consumer goods, where preferences and needs can vary significantly across regions. Strategic alliance and joint ventures. Companies and entering into strategic alliances or joint ventures with partners in other countries may use the EPRG framework to align their strategies with those of their partners. This ensures that there is a shared understanding of the appropriate level of local adoptions and global integration. Let's see some advantages of EPRG framework. The EPRG framework offers several advantages for multinational companies as they navigate the complexity of the global business environment. Here are some key advantages. Strategic alignment. The EPRG framework helps companies align their strategic orientation within the unique characteristics and demands of the international market. This alignment is crucial for maximizing opportunities and mitigating risks in different regions. Effective decision making. By providing a structured approach to decision making, the framework helps companies determine the most suitable approach for managing global operation marketing strategies and human resources. This adds to more informed and effective decision making. Flexibility and adaptability. The framework recognizes that there is a no one size fits all approaches to international business. It allows for flexibility and adaptability, enabling companies to adjust their strategies based on the specific conditions of each market. Enhance market responsiveness. The polycentric and regiocentric orientation of the framework, which emphasize local responsiveness, allow companies to be more attuned to the nuances of each market. This responsiveness enhances the company's ability to address customer preferences and changing market dynamics. Talent management and cultural sensitivity. The framework guides companies in making decisions related to human resource management and staffing. It promotes cultural sensitivity by encouraging companies to consider local talent and cultural differences in their staffing decisions. Global integration. The geocentric orientation of the framework promotes global integration and coordination. This is beneficial for companies seeking synergies across different markets and regions. It helps in creating unified organizational culture and strategic direction. Risk management. The EPRG framework allows companies to assess and manage risk associated with the international operation by considering factors such as cultural differences, regulatory environments, and market conditions. Companies can develop strategies that mitigate potential risks. Optimal use of resources. Companies can optimize the use of resources by tailoring their strategies to match the requirements of each market. This ensures that Resources are allocated efficiently, considering the unique characteristic of each region, global learning, and knowledge transfer. The geocentric orientation encourages companies to seek the best talent and ideas globally. This facilitates knowledge transfer across different parts of the organization and promotes a culture of conditions learning and improvement. Let's see some limitation of EPRG framework. While the EPRG framework provides a useful structure for understanding and coordinating international business strategies, it also has certain limitations. These limitations highlight the challenges and complexities that companies may face when applying this framework. Signification of complex realities. The EPRG framework simplifies the complex realities of international business into four broad orientation. In reality, the challenges and consideration for global companies are often more nouns and may not neatly fit into these categories. Static nature. The framework may be considered somewhat static as it doesn't account for the dynamic nature of international business environments. Over time, companies may need to adapt their strategic and rigid adherence to a single EPRG orientation may limit flexibility. Limit assumptions of clear-cut categories. The framework assumes clear-cut categories for ethnocentric, polycentric, ethnocentric, regiocentric, and geocentric orientations. In practice, companies may exhibit a mix of this orientation, particularly in different functional areas or studies of internationalized. Lack of guidance on implementation. While the APRG framework provides a conceptual overview, it does not offer specific guidance on how to implement strategies within each orientation. Companies may struggle with the practical aspects of translating the framework into actionable plans. Overemphasize on culture. The framework tends to emphasize cultural factors in decision making, potentially overlooking other important considerations such as legal, political, economic, and technological factors that influence international business strategies. Neglect of external factors. The EPRG framework may not adequately account for external factors such as changes in global economic conditions, geopolitical events, or technological advancements, which can significantly impact international business strategy. Influence of corporate culture. The framework may not explicitly consider the influence of the corporate culture of the multinational company itself, which can shape decision-making processes and strategies in a ways that transcend a national or regional consideration. Despite this limitation, the EPRG framework remains a valuable starting point for companies seeking to understand and formulate their international business strategies. Companies should use it as a tool for analyzing and considering additional factors and models to develop comprehensive and dynamic international strategies. Now we can see the EPRG framework through this model. Where ethnocentric on marketing approach, home country strategy applied to all other market entries. Polycentric, each marketing location has a unique and specific marketing approach. Approach is adapted to market local. Regiocentric, adjust the economically needs, consumers needs, and how consumers use e-commerce service. Geocentric, global orientation, the world is one common market. That's all from my presentation. Thank you.